So you're in severe pain, you've got pain down your leg, it's possibly sciatica, it's certainly nerve pain. What should you do? Should you rest? Should you keep exercising as much as possible? Should you try to do as much as you can, or should you try to do as little as you can? Well, that's what I'm going to answer in this video. My name is Nigel Willman and I've had 25 years of experience working as a chartered physiotherapist, and I have seen many people in a bad way. I'm going to give you the best advice I can regarding this, and hopefully it's going to really help you. Now, many years ago, they used to approach severe back pain or leg pain with the advice of, well, you need to bed rest. They would keep people lying in bed and not moving for hours or possibly sometimes days on end. And so it was a common thing for people to be told, you must rest. Now, in recent years, the polar opposite has been the case. You are told to take painkillers, to keep moving, to try and push through it because movement is better, and to not rest. Now, I'm here to tell you that I think, with my 25 years worth of experience, that actually it's probably somewhere in the middle, and it depends, crucially, on how much pain you're in. If you are in acute pain and it's recently started, then you probably need a bit of a period for things to settle down. And one of the things that you need to do is to be able to find a comfortable position. Now, we'll get onto that in a second. If you have been suffering from mild degrees of pain and it's been there for some time, then generally speaking, you're probably best to keep moving if you can. But crucially, what you should do is move in ways which are relatively comfortable and not necessarily in ways that you find uncomfortable at the moment. Now, when it comes to keeping still and resting, let me just state for a second, this is temporary. I'm not telling you that you need to bed rest if you are in acute pain, but there is some value in reducing some of the severity of sensations if it is at all possible. But that's for a temporary measure until you can start to get moving in better ways again. So this is particularly applicable to people, as I say, who are in high levels of pain. If it's on a scale of 1 to 10, if 10's agony and 0's nothing, it would be a 7+ out of 10 upwards to 10 out of 10 pain. Now, if you're below that, every chance that you can keep moving, and so you should. But in order to get to that level, to reduce below a 7 out of 10 in terms of pain, what you need to be able to do is find comfortable positions for things to settle down in. Now, when it comes to finding a comfortable position, you need to experiment. You need to discover which movement or which particular activity is painful to do, and then try to find something that's relatively opposite to do in terms of position. So for example, if your pain comes on really badly when you're bending forwards, then perhaps you need to avoid that and actually to be more straight. But the opposite's true. If you have pain that comes on when you are upright and walking, then perhaps you need to rest in comfortable positions, lying down or even possibly sitting for limited periods of time. Experiment, find what reduces the level of discomfort. And if you have sciatic pain down your leg, particularly reference to the sciatica pain, the pain in the leg, how that settles down. And so when it comes to improving the situation, you actually need to adopt that position fairly frequently for, let's say, 15-20 minutes, regular repetitions throughout the day, if that is at all possible. Now, if you're struggling to find a comfortable position at all, or you don't have the opportunity quite simply to find that comfortable position and lie there or sit there during the day because of life, well, you then should consider medication to control your symptoms. Medication is a means to an end to reduce your pain. Talk to your doctor. There's a whole load of different options when it comes to pain medication, and it is a bit trial and error as to the particular cause of your pain and how you react to medication yourself. I'm not a doctor and I can't advise you regarding your medication, other than to say that if you're in acute amounts of pain, you should seek some medical advice and medication from your doctor. Now, if you are managing to adopt that comfortable position for regular periods throughout the day, what effects can that have? Well, firstly, if we're talking about the tissue that perhaps might be damaged because of some strain, Well, you're allowing that tissue some healing time. You're allowing the actual process of inflammation to take place, which allows healing to take place. You're actually unloading those tissues, which can be a really positive thing for a short period of time. And of course, psychologically as well, if you are in a lot of pain and that acute, severe pain, actually finding a position which lessens that pain can be a relief. Psychologically, it can reduce your distress, and that in turn can also help you relax, which can also in turn reduce your pain. So it can be a real beneficial thing to achieve when you're in those acute levels of pain. I personally don't think if you're in severe pain that actually you should try to do too much. I think you should try to keep moving, but I think you should do it in a way which is comfortable to do, and by adopting comfortable positions on a regular basis and then keeping moving in between, you can really reduce the severity of your symptoms. Converse to that, if you continue just to keep on doing the activity that irritates and strains, then you're going to be in this acute pain position where you're almost afraid to move. That's not a good situation to be in, because it can lead to pain behaviours. It can lead to you changing the way that you move, which then can get you stuck into a bit of a rut in terms of recovery. So I always recommend that if you're in those acute levels of pain, the first goal really should be to try to reduce that severity. Yes, you're still going to be in discomfort, but you should be reducing it down to, say, a 4 or 5, or perhaps better, out of 10. 10 being the worst pain. Now, if you'd like some help about how to potentially find that comfortable position, then watch the next video where I suggest 5 positions to try that might help to relieve your sciatic pain.